Hello. Live stream starting soon. Live stream starting soon.
Its focus on family, Utah helps each child to succeed. People care how they live, each has so much to give. This is the place. Utah, getting bigger and better. Utah, always leading the way. New technologies here, growing faster each year. This is the place. There is beauty in the snow-capped mountains, in the lakes and streams. There are valleys filled with farms and orchards too. The spirit of his people shows in everything they do. Utah is a place where dreams come true. Utah, with its pioneer spirit. Utah, what a great legacy, blessed from heaven above. It's a land that we love. This is the place. Utah. This is the Utah, people working together. Utah, what a great place to be, blessed from heaven above. It's a land that we love. This is the place. Utah, with its mountains and valleys. Utah, with its canyons and streams. You can go anywhere, but there's none that compare. This is the place. It was Brigham Young who led the pioneers across the plains. They suffered with the trials they had to face. With faith they kept on going till they reached the great salt lake. Here they heard the words, "This is the place." Utah, with its focus on family. Utah helps each child to succeed. People care how they live, each has so much to give. This is the place. Utah, getting bigger and better. Utah, always leading the way. New technologies here, growing faster each year. This is the place.
Hello, hello. Hello, world. Hello, universe.
There are valleys filled with farms and orchards too. The spirit of his people shows in
Make it stop, Eagle Dog. Make it stop. Make the children singing stop. Welcome to the live stream. It is about 12:45 a.m., not quite, on the wee hours of the morning of July 3rd, 2026. My name is Matthew. I am your host, Eagle Dog. Eagle Dog. I've got like a live cam. Plugged in somehow. Wonder if I can set it up. There, that one. This one. Nothing. That must not be it. Do. Trying to create a new video capture device. What is this? Logitech. Oh yeah. Kaboom. Ha 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 ha. Yes. Good. Okay. Just leave it like that. Sick. What? Eagle Dog. Oh my gosh. I need to figure out a way to hang it on something here. All right, well, that's what we're going to start with. Wait, there we go. There we go. Good enough. Well, shoot, that's not good enough. Like that, right? Okay, that's going to be good enough for now. Almost good enough for now. It's going to be so totally almost good enough for now. Sick. Welcome to the live stream. Okay, I did have a friend said hi in the chat. Hello, Junie Shu. Hope you're doing well. We're going to bed. People are following Ben's civil rights lawsuits. Those will be going well. Hope you saw BJC's stream today. We got a kick out of it. Sad, but exposing lies is good. And then I said hello, and thanks for saying hi. I did not see BJC's live stream today, but I will be checking that out sometime soon. Probably tomorrow. I have mostly been resting and recovering. Recovering and resting and resting and recovering. I'll show you how I do it. I have Gatorade. And I have like powdered Gatorade that I mix the powder with the water. And I can make more Gatorade. also been drinking significant quantities of Sprite. I've been hydrating and electrolyzing. And resting and recovering. I have injuries to my back and neck, as well as gastrointestinal difficulties. Significant gastrointestinal difficulties. Alright, so I'll just check in on the chat later. Doesn't look like anyone's chatting right now. That's cool. That's fine. We got work to do. So at about 12:45 a.m. we're getting started here. Today's live stream will focus on evidence preservation requirements. Evidence preservation requirement notices. Evidence preservation requirement notices. That's going to be our main topic of discussion today. And we'll be doing some word processing. We'll process some words on the topic of evidence preservation requirement notices. Are evidence preservation requirement notices important? This is the question which we will do our best to think about today. And while we're at it, we'll do a bunch of formatting, a bunch of word processing. Word processing. Word processification. The viewer at home will probably know that if you hold down the Control key while moving the scroll wheel up and down, you can zoom in and out on a document. And sometimes zooming out on it and then zooming back in helps you to kind of keep track of where you're at in the process. In the flow. In the flow of the text, the flow of the words. Yeah, this is great. This is a great setup. Just checking, making sure you can see what I'm doing. Yes. Very golden. What else will we talk about today? Just evidence preservation. Evidence preservation. I can actually use, what is it, Control D? Whatever. Control C, Control V. Good enough. Control S to save as I go. But what is an evidence preservation requirement notice? Okay. That's a good question. So are they important, but what are they, right? So today we'll talk about what are evidence preservation requirement notices? Evidence preservation requirement notices. And are they important? Talk about how to send them. How to send evidence preservation requirement notices. How to create them. How to create evidence preservation requirement notices. How to send evidence preservation requirement notices. And I've already put together, I guess, about, looks like 8 pages, depending on how you count the pages. You might also say 16 pages, depending on how you count these columns and everything. I'm going to use the old trick of Control Z, hold down Control Z. First hit Control S to save whatever I've got before I try this. And then hold down Control Z, and then hold down Control Shift Z, or in some programs it's Control Y, but on this one it's Control Shift Z. But just undo, 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 and then redo, 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 and then undo, 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 and then redo, redo, redo. So you can see all my formatting here. Watch it take place. Watch it undo and then redo. Oh, that's as far as it wants to go. Oh well. Not that much, actually. I'm going to start over here with some chat highlights. This came from an associate of mine who was chatting, and this is the information that he was given or came up with through the process of chatting. Oh no, I should not have messed with the setup here. Everything was perfect. Oh, that's good. So here's what he said. Matthew was really badly beaten by guards in a jail in Utah. His whole body is covered in bruises and welts. And this was as of, by the way, probably right around the date of 12/28 maybe of 25. Maybe between there or that and maybe January 2nd, somewhere in that range of 26. Okay, so his whole body is covered in bruises and welts. How he even ended up there is a whole shocking and upsetting story. But right now I want to focus on what immediate tangible steps we can take to ensure that any surveillance footage from inside the jail is preserved. What can we do to ensure that evidence of his abuse isn't destroyed? Chat responded, I'm really sorry this happened to Matthew. What you're describing is serious, and early action is crucial because jail video is often overwritten on short retention cycles, sometimes 7 to 30 days, occasionally shorter. Below are the immediate tangible steps you can take right now to maximize the chance that surveillance footage is preserved and usable. So this is the information that we learned back in December and January, about 6 months ago. And this is stuff that I already knew. This is stuff that my associate was kind of coming up to speed on from talking with the chat. And so these are the steps that we took at that time. And now this sort of process has happened to me again. So I've just started getting into doing evidence preservation requirement notices again. Okay, but so this is what I'll just tell you. This guy is Triquad, is who was helping out on this. So this is what the chat told Triquad. It said, number one, first things first, send a formal preservation or aka spoliation notice immediately. This is the single most important step. So what he's trying to do, what I'm trying to do, what we're trying to do is to ensure that evidence of this abuse is not destroyed. Yeah? It's a little that's a little intense. There we go. Tone it down. What can we do to ensure that evidence of his abuse isn't destroyed? Number one, send a formal spoliation notice immediately. This is the single most important step. What it does, a preservation letter puts the jail on legal notice that they must not delete, overwrite, or alter any evidence related to Matthew. If they destroy footage after receiving it, that can carry serious legal consequences. So that's the main takeaway from chat. Next is the actual email. And the subject of the email is formal notice to preserve evidence. Matthew Lemon, custodial assaults. Now, this is a generic template of an evidence preservation requirement notice. I just sent this one out, basically not exactly word for word, but quite similar to the way it's all set up right here. I recently sent one of these out to the Davis County Sheriff's Office, jail, and several people that are involved in the administration of the Sheriff's Office. So what we'll do is we'll use this as a template, but we'll be able to make other evidence preservation requirement notices, either sending them to different recipients with slightly different types or slightly different specific sets of evidence or bodies of evidence to be preserved. And for example, one thing I could do is I can change this out and make some of these to go to American Fork with regard to Benjamin Schneider. And that really is the point of this exercise. And that's what I'll be doing today, is I'll be taking these evidence preservation requirement notice verbiages, and I'll be using them and making sure to send them out in different ways, but using them as more of a generic template to be able to make several of them. Here's more information about evidence preservation requirement notices. Chat conversation continue. Who should send the evidence preservation requirement notice? Ideally, a civil rights attorney, the strongest. Yeah, like, great, and if there's like angels flying around and like little pigs that like just kind of fly down from heaven and land on the rooftops and stuff, that'd be cool also. But just in case you don't have a civil rights attorney, So I'm just going to kind of gray that out as unlikely. Then okay, otherwise Matthew or anyone else can send one now and an attorney can follow up later. Okay. Anyone can send the evidence preservation requirement notice. Anyone can send one now and an attorney can follow up later. Who should it go to? Yeah, especially jail administrator and sheriff, county attorney. I already did that one actually. This one I did not send it to yet. These ones I sent it to already. This one I sent it to already. So the ones I've not sent it to yet, I'll put in a different color. Who should it go to? Jail administrator, sheriff, county attorney, jail's legal department, internal affairs, professional standards unit. That's like the team within the sheriff's department that's in charge of holding other individuals accountable for professional misconduct. County Risk Management Office, I have not contacted them. I do believe that Triquad contacted these other departments previously with regard to the December incident. I've just been following up with regard to a June 18th incident. What to explicitly demand preservation of: all fixed surveillance cameras covering intake, booking, holding cells, hallways, medical areas, segregation, isolation units, body-worn cameras, transport vehicle cameras, audio recordings, incident reports, use of force reports, shift rosters identifying all staff on duty, logs, movement logs, restraint logs, medical logs. Quote, these injuries were sustained while in custody. This may involve assault by corrections staff, close quote. Ask that cause of injury be clearly documented. Oh, I skipped this part. Okay, so goes down to logs, and then any footage from 24 hours before through 24 hours after the incident, be broad. If you want, I can help you draft a clear, no-nonsense preservation letter that you can send today. And that's included up here. That's what this is up here. But it's been updated since then, but that's basically what that is. 2. File a public records request ASAP, even while preserving. In Utah, this is done under GRAMA, Government Records Access Management Act. No, that's too light. There we go. Why does it help to file a records request? It creates a time-stamped paper trail. It reinforces that the footage is actively sought. Even if they deny release, the request itself helps prevent destruction. Request surveillance footage for specified dates, times, locations, incident and use of force reports, medical records created while in custody, names and badge numbers of officers involved. Even if they claim exemptions, they still must retain the records while the request is pending. All right, check it out. I'll show you guys some use of character styles and paragraph styles actually. For this paragraph, I want the paragraph style to be core concept. And then for this number, I'm going to use a character style of a big num. F11 to hide the styles. Okay, number 3. Get Matthew documented medically and photograph everything. This protects the evidence outside the jail's control. Do this immediately. Full medical exam, ER, or urgent care. Tell the provider explicitly these injuries were sustained while in custody. This may involve assault by corrections staff. Ask that cause of injury be clearly documented. Photos. Take high-resolution photos of all bruises, welts, abrasions from multiple angles with timestamps with a neutral background. And then, if possible, repeat photos every 24 to 48 hours as bruising evolves. And just having the photos becomes critical corroborating evidence if video quote-unquote disappears. So I've set up a paragraph style for all these numbered paragraphs. I'm calling them core concepts. And then I'm using this character style of a big num. Preserve Matthew's own account now. Memory fades and trauma complicates recall. Have Matthew write or dictate a detailed timeline. When he arrived, where he was moved, what officers said and did, when force was used, any witnesses, other inmates, medical staff. Note exact phrases, threats, commands if remembered. Do this once calmly without speculation. Do not edit it later, just add dated supplements if needed. Five, contact a civil rights police misconduct attorney urgently. This does not require deciding to sue. Yeah, I've contacted a bunch of these guys, not that any of them have ever called me back or, they've never felt any urgency about getting back with me, but yeah, I've done this part already. A lawyer can issue binding preservation demands, threaten injunctions to prevent deletion, subpoena footage if needed, interact with the jail so Matthew doesn't have to. If cost is a concern, many civil rights attorneys do free consultations. Some take cases contingency-based. Organizations like the ACLU of Utah may assist or refer. Time matters more than perfection here. May assist or refer, I guess that's the end of the sentence. And then time matters more than perfection here. So that, I guess, is important. Yeah. But that's all pie in the sky. I mean, that's all, wouldn't it be nice? That would be so awesome if that's the way it actually worked. This will make these indented. Six, concept number 6. File external complaints. These also trigger preservation. Each of these increases scrutiny and pressure to retain evidence. Division of Justice, Civil Rights Division, Custodial Abuse, Utah Attorney General's Office, County Oversight Civilian Review Board, if applicable, That's interesting. I've actually Lorene Kamalu is in charge of that committee. That's my neighbor, Lorene Kamalu. So, and then I'll indent these. I'm going to create a new type of paragraph here. New style from selection. A normal space above. And this one will just do like 12. Not 8. That's better. You don't need full details, just enough to identify the incident and allege excessive force. 7. Do not rely on the jail's goodwill. A hard truth. Jails will sometimes lose footage unless legally compelled not to. Dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. And then the chat offers to help down here. Okay, so 7, do not rely on the jail's goodwill. A hard truth. Jails sometimes lose footage unless legally compelled not to. That's why written preservation, multiple recipients, external oversight, independent medical documentation all matter. If you want, I can help right now. I can draft a preservation letter tailored to this situation, help structure a grammar request, help you identify what exact dates or times to request, help you think through who should send what first. You're doing the right thing by acting quickly. This is the window where evidence can still be saved. And that is a critical concept. Yeah. You got to prioritize what's important. And when it comes to preserving data, getting the evidence preservation requirement notices sent is the number one most important thing. Let's start with drafting a preservation letter. That's what Triquad said. Chat says absolutely. Below is a strong, clear preservation, aka spoliation letter you can send today. It's written to be effective even if you don't yet have a lawyer. An attorney can later resend or supplement it, but this immediately puts the jail on notice. Kaboom. And that's what it's all about right there. I've kept the tone firm, factual, and legally grounded, not inflammatory. You can send this by email and ideally certified mail. Email is fine for speed. And then the draft email is, I've got that included above. I'll go and show that right now. Send it via email today. Address it to multiple recipients. Jail administrator, county attorney, internal affairs, professional standards, county risk management, save sent emails, any replies, timestamps. Next steps after this is file a grammar records request. Get medical documentation, consider attorney follow-up to reinforce preservation, and then next we can tailor things more and make things a little bit more specific. You're taking the most important first step here. Boom. That is correct. All right, so now I'm going to show you guys the actual email. And then after this, I'm going to go back through. I'm going to rebuild this whole email, but for a different person. I'll do it for Ben Schneider. But right now I'm going to read through this relating to my particular situation. Me, Matthew Lemon. That's me, Eagle Dog. I'm going to check the chat real fast before I get into this. See if anyone said hi. Let's see. Don't see anyone in the chat. So I'm just going to keep on working here. Formal notice to preserve evidence regarding Matthew Lemon custodial assaults. To whom it may concern, I am writing to provide formal notice to preserve all evidence. I'm just going to make sure my mic is working too here. As long as I'm doing all this. Hello, check. Yes, the mic is working. Yes. I am writing to provide formal notice to preserve all evidence related to the detention, treatment, and use of force involving Matthew Lemon while in your custody at Davis County Jail on or about December 22nd, 2025 through December 25th, 2025, as well as on or about June 18th, 2026 through June 19th, 2026. Matthew was denied access to medical care during both incidents. Denied proper access to medical care during both incidents. Matthew was denied proper access to a phone call during both incidents. Matthew was released with extensive bruising and welts across his body, consistent with severe use of force incidents while detained during both incidents. These injuries raised serious concerns regarding excessive force and custodial abuse. Accordingly, you are hereby instructed to immediately preserve and prevent the destruction, deletion, overwriting, alteration, or loss of any and all evidence related to this matter, including but not limited to video, audio evidence, all fixed surveillance camera footage, video and audio if applicable, including but not limited to intake and booking areas, holding cells, hallways and corridors, medical areas, segregation or isolation units, any area where Matthew Lemon was held, moved, or restrained, all body-worn camera footage from any staff involved, all transport vehicle camera footage, any handheld, portable, or secondary recordings, documents and digital records, incident reports and use of force reports, shift rosters and duty assignments identifying all staff on duty, movement logs, restraint logs, and housing logs, medical and nursing records created during custody, internal communications including emails, messages, or notes related to the incident, any complaints, reviews, or internal affairs materials generated as a result of this incident. Preservation scope. This preservation demand applies to all records from at least 24 hours before through 24 hours after the incident or incidents involving Matthew Lemon, and includes records stored on any system, server, backup, or third-party vendor. Please be advised that destruction or alteration of evidence after receipt of this notice may constitute spoliation of evidence and could result in legal sanctions, adverse inferences, or other remedies under applicable law. This letter is not a request for records at this time. It is a formal preservation demand. A separate records request and/or legal action may follow. Please confirm in writing that all relevant evidence is being preserved. Sincerely, yours truly, etc. So I sent out one of those, basically more or less like that, pretty close to just like that, to the Davis County Jail just earlier today. I guess earlier yesterday. During the daytime hours of July 2nd, Thursday, and now it is Friday. We are into the wee hours of the morning here in Utah. Who can send an evidence preservation requirement notice? Who can instruct the government to instruct the government to preserve? Who can instruct the government to preserve information? Who has that right? The citizens have that right. If there is a matter that is of public importance, the citizens have the right to instruct the government to preserve evidence on this matter. Okay, first things first, I'm going to do Control S, save as I go. Control S, save as I go. And now what I'm going to do here is version control. File save as, which on some programs is F12. On this particular one, Control Shift S. It's all the same thing to me. Save as. Not just save over, but save as. I'm going to give it a new extra name. And this one's going to go right into the Ben folder. And this will be evidence preservation. Yeah, I'll just save it like that. Evidence preservation. But now it's in the Ben folder. So now this is Ben Schneider. Formal notice to preserve evidence regarding Ben Schneider custodial arrests. I don't know how much we have in terms of use of force against Ben Schneider while in your custody at American Fork Police Department on or about, when was that? May blank 2026 through June blank. I'll fill in those dates. So all this part is stuff that's only specific to my particular custodial experience. Now I wonder if there's other evidence that we would want to preserve with regard to Ben Schneider beyond just evidence from the American Fork Police Department when he was in their custody. Yeah, a lot of like interdepartmental emails and phone calls and text messages, that kind of stuff. Accordingly, you are hereby instructed to immediately preserve and prevent the destruction, deletion, overwriting, alteration, or loss of any and all evidence related to this matter, including but not limited to video and audio evidence. Intake and booking areas, holding cells, hallways and corridors, medical areas, any place where Ben Schneider was held, moved, or restrained, any body-worn camera footage from any staff involved, all transport vehicle camera footage, any handheld, portable, or secondary recordings, documents and digital records, incident reports and use of force reports, shift rosters, duty assignments, movement logs, restraint logs, medical and nursing records, internal communications. That's a big one. That's good. Any complaints, reviews, or internal affairs materials generated as a result of these incidents. Sincerely yours truly. So I'll put all that in when I actually send the email. But right now I'm just drafting the email. But Eagle Dog, tell them what you really think. Alright, well, since you ask. Based on what we've discussed so far, based on what we've seen so far in this video, in this live stream, I'm about, let's see if I can tell how far I am into it. How long have I been streaming? 53 minutes, okay. So, here we are, 53 minutes into it. Are evidence preservation requirement notices, EPRNs, important? Are they important? Are they important? Are they important? Are evidence preservation requirement notices important? Based on what we've seen so far, I think yes. I'm just going to put it that way. Yes, they are important. They are important. As is hydrating the body, mouth, and esophagus. Much better. Mommy me momu. If the attorneys are so smart, then why haven't any of them said anything about evidence preservation requirement notices? EPRNSs. This is the Eagle Dog strategy, and it comes from years of study. Evidence preservation requirement notices are urgent. You are authorized to send evidence preservation requirement notices on my behalf. You are authorized to send evidence preservation requirement notices, spoliation letters, on my behalf using other entities or other senders. I will find the template and show you. Let's see. Okay, here it is. Evidence preservation tutorial. Lots of good, dense reading. And that's what we've just been through. We just finished. That is the beginning. And we've read all the rest of the evidence preservation requirement tutorial. Now, quite a few of you have been watching some interesting videos from attorneys, and I think very highly of many of them. I think very highly of BJC Live Show. I think very highly of the civil rights lawyer, TCRL, John Bryan Esquire. I think very highly of the barbecue counselor, husband and wife lawyer team, Mark Breyer, many others. Some of them out there seem to be of the feeling that the only way out is to get an attorney, and you don't deserve to have legal rights if you don't have an attorney. And I just disagree with that view of things. And if we really need an attorney so badly, then how come none of the attorneys have been talking about evidence preservation requirement notices? Why am I the person who's bringing this up? I'm a counselor pro se. And if you look it up, if you ask around, everyone will be like, yeah, he's right. Yeah. Send him out. Get an attorney to send him out for you. But isn't it more important to send him out than to get an attorney to send him out? Yeah. Send him out. Yeah, Eagle Dog is right. Yeah. And so I'm going to do my part, as I've been doing my part in different ways, to try to help and support the actions in American Fork. Try to help and support the preservation of evidence, the actions to promote justice, the actions to preserve evidence in American Fork. It would have been better if I'd sent these out several weeks ago, but better now than never. Definitely better now than never, for sure. I'm going to have to pinpoint these dates a little bit better. It does instruct them to preserve documents and digital records. I think the important thing here is that it needs to be really what we want to be preserving evidence on is the backroom communications within individuals at the police department, individuals at the attorney's office, the county attorney's office, the city attorney's office, city hall, police chief, those kind of communications. What else? Issuance of warrants. See, as soon as I say harassment, though, it's going to alienate some of the public servants. So I want to keep it I want to keep it really broad and really general and not descriptive. Like descriptive, but only in terms of where and when, and not why. Like not why they did it. Now I could just use an AI bot to draft the rest of this email for me and get all the dates for me and everything. But I'm trying to not use AI. I'm trying to limit my AI usage. So I'm working off of a template which came from a chat, but I feel like I can get most of this information without needing AI. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Let's see here. DuckDuckGo. Um, what date? What dates? On what dates were Ben Schneider? On what dates was Ben Schneider arrested in American Fork? What the heck? This is exactly what I'm trying to not have happen, is not to have it give me this AI response. Never, never, never. There. Doing it the old fashioned way, like a sleuth. Okay, tell us where the date is. March 9th, March 10th. So it looks like he was arrested on March 10th. So March 9th was when they had the big long traffic stop. So we're going to include March 9th also, because that was a big detention also. March 9th. Get rid of all this. Don't need all this for this one. I've got that saved somewhere else. Nice. What's his name? Norcross? I'll have to double check that name. Hmm. I'm gonna check and see if anyone's said hi from the chat here. Let's see. Oh, hey, some people said hi. Hey guys, I'm checking the chat now. Hey, I'm just checking the chat. All right, let's see. All right, welcome chat. Welcome to the show. Stanley, I hope you're well. I saw a bit of the video showing your bruises. It looked intense. It was intense. It was very intense. Okay, so the husband and wife attorney, and his name is Mark Breyer. He laughed at how everyone's suggesting he get a lawyer. Yeah. He broke it down in a way that frames police involved as separate from most cops, like abuse of their position, something surely any cop who wants people to respect the job can get behind it. He does. I think what he does is Mark Breyer. What he does is he just always, no matter what, he does the best defense he can. So he explains how he would defend every little thing to help the police get away with it. But that's just his way of analyzing it, I think. That was the way I read it, but I always like his analyses. Wakebreaker, hey, are you healing? Yeah, very slowly, actually. A lot more slowly than expected. Good morning, Matthew, Stanley, and Wakebreaker. Yes, thanks for saying hi to everybody. Hello. Two messages are blurred together. Hey everyone. Oh no, he's saying, could I frame it? Could you frame it in a way that frames the police involved as separate from most cops? Oh, I see, like something that police could get behind. That's an interesting question. That's a really good question. So the question is, could I explain and basically this would come across in the wording of a legal document, also to kind of put it in a way that government employees and civil servants can be feel respected when they're reading it. Yeah, that's a really good way to think about it. So the healing, I'll tell you guys a little bit about it. What happened is that when I got picked up, that was on the 18th. So it's been a minute since this all happened. So just to show you guys the dates, it was, oh, and I've got the camera going too, so kind of forget about that. But so the dates was way back in December 22nd through 25th. I was in custody, but then this same kind of thing happened again June 18th through 19th. So then I got out, and so then now today it's been like more than a week since then. I've just been sleeping and hydrating, and running back and forth to the restroom. Ever since June 20th, the night of June 19th, the morning of June 20th, that's what I've been doing. And that's been my recovery pattern. I have powdered Gatorade that I get, like I take scoops of it and then I mix it up with water. And I've just been constantly hydrating and getting electrolytes. And resting. And I have to limit how much I move my neck around. And I wasn't really able to type much until I got a screen set up in such a place, in such a position, to where I'm kind of able to do a pretty good amount of typing this evening. See if we got anybody here. When you deleted the bit about harassment. Oh yeah, Stanley is talking about, that's right. Is talking about earlier when I was writing things up. Yeah. That this idea and even warrantless arrest might be a little bit of a strong use of words here. That we want to come across as trying to be respectful. Detention and arrest, we don't have to say that it was a warrantless arrest. We don't want to give them an excuse to say, like, oh, he's being rude, he's accusing us of harassment just because we harassed people. And I myself am actually starting to run out of steam here. Kind of showed you guys what I wanted to show. I might as well show off some Microsoft Word. Well, this is actually Writer. This is not Microsoft. This is LibreOffice Writer. Show off some word processing stuff. Um, I'm gonna kind of try to zoom back out and show you guys the document from a wider perspective, and that'll kind of hopefully help to show just kind of what the document is about at this point. This is the print preview. I could even take out this this introduction. So just looking at it like that helps. Take out this part. I've got that saved somewhere else as well. There we go. So now this document, all it is just this email. And it's a pretty good draft email. And I'll do some more work on it. I'll do a part 2. That's what I'll do. I'll do a part 2 video, just like I did with some of the other stuff I did before. This has been part 1 of drafting a formal evidence preservation requirement notice relating to custodial arrests of these individuals and issuance of warrants and trespass warnings. I'm going to pin down the dates and the names and get a little more specific with different police officers involved. Yeah, I got a lot of work actually to do on this to beef it up. I've also got my own personal evidence preservation requirement notices that I'm going to be keeping on sending out, keeping on working on. I've got court on July 6th, so that's in like 3 days at 8:30 a.m. Utah time. That's a pretrial conference hearing with regard to a bogus alleged littering infraction brought by the city of Kaysville against me, Matthew Lemon. I am very well prepared for that pretrial conference hearing. Right now I need to focus on evidence preservation requirement notices. That's more of a priority right now. The pretrial conference hearing is a priority. I'm going to be preparing for that as well. Yes, that's also a big priority. Both. All 7. Yeah, just zooming out though and just kind of cleaning up the document a little bit already gives us a better view of things. Oh, you know what I'll do? I'm going to make it, let's make it 3 columns. Okay, so F11 pulls up my styles. I don't want paragraph styles, not character styles, but page styles. Page styles. This is, which one is this? First page style? Yeah, this one's, oh look, this one's first page style and this one's default page style. But anyway, what I'm going to do, modify columns, 3 columns. Yeah, this is going to be good. Make them a little bit more, less of a space between them. Look at that. It just makes it easier for me when I'm going through and editing it and reading it, so that I don't have to squint my eyes or put on some special glasses or something to read the screen while I'm typing. That's why I like doing the columns like that. Plus I got it all just down onto one page. Control S to save as I go. I got my other version that's for me, Matthew Lemon, and then this is the version that I'm working on to send to American Fork Police Department, American Fork City Hall, city councilors, mayor, police chief, county attorney, state attorney, Preserve the evidence. All these documents, I'm going to be making them available to everybody eventually, but I have not figured out all that stuff technologically yet. I've got a Discord server that I'm just getting started up. Hey, I'll invite you guys to the Discord server. Let me see if I can figure out how to do that. Ooh, I don't know if I can do that right now. I'll do it another time, okay? Stanley, let me see. I got some chat here. Let's see what people says. Zero Infinity waving. Hello, hello. Zero Infinity, hello. If you're going to be working more from bed, maybe consider getting a C stand or adjustable laptop stand over bed or whatever. Just don't mess up your back and hand stuff. Yeah, thanks, Stanley. Yeah, exactly. That's why I've been taking it slow. So you're right in line with that comment. And yep, we're thinking the same wavelength. Zero Infinity saying hi. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Well, that's it for tonight. If you guys just if you're watching the live stream and just kind of checking in at the end here, what I'd recommend is if you just want to go back and kind of, and you know what, it'll probably take a minute. I don't even know how long it takes YouTube to upload this stuff. But if you just kind of go through and tap through and kind of poke through the stream, you'll see what I covered with regard to evidence preservation requirement notices. And this has been part 1, and I'll do a part 2 coming up sometime soon. First time with the low quality video camera. Good old Logitech little webcam thing. Better than nothing. Excuse me. All right, thanks everybody. This has been a live stream from Eagle Dog about evidence preservation requirement notices. Evidence preservation requirement notices. This has been part 1, and then part 2 will be upcoming at some point before too long. And that's it for this evening. That's been the live stream for this evening. I hope you all have a good one. Good morning, good early morning to you, Australia, New Zealand, Vietnam, China. Hope you all have a great day. Philippines, Thailand, Germany, wherever you are in the world. Make it a day that has honesty as part of the fabric of the day-to-day interactions. That would be good. Yeah. Oh, we're getting one last chat as I sign off. Yes, evidence preservation is extremely important, especially with the American Fork PD. Seems that evidence gets deleted in real time. Yeah, that's true. Thanks for the stream. You got it, Wakebreaker. We'll see you guys again soon. Yep, that's right on point with these comments here. The evidence gets deleted in real time. Hey, great comments. Hey, you got it, Najaspir. Says good stuff. Thank you. You got it. Or Hajaspir, I mean. Yeah, you got it. Great to see you guys. Thanks for saying hi. We'll see you next time. Integrity. Yep. Integrity.